This changes nothing.
I'm sure about that.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lad, you'd best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to.
Yeah.
Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them.
What you talking about? You give me experience.
And how do I know this?
Fuck yes.
Because I'm the same.
No, we're not the
A
same.
pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland. And I ate dirt to make it happen.
Yeah, sure.
But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing.
You should have eaten some meat so you get some meat on your bones. That's the thing.
If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
Sure.
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphano. Now is not the time.
Yeah, you kind of have an injured person here. Better to help him out.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
The free gladiator. Fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lad.
I'm so hot, dude. Why is it so warm? I'm dying.
Know this, Ilberd.
Same with
There
you,
is
bro.
nothing I would not give to see
Trying
you
your best.
pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
If that's
As
what
did
you
we
want.
all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive
Maybe he
proof,
doesn't want
nor do
the
I wish to
Sultan
give you
to
false
die.
hope. But I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without.
Yeah. Oh, finally. Beat it. The general is safe. What news without? My lady. The guards have been subdued, as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There has been no further activity. Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of the passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume. The Scion of the Seventh Dawn. Why, identify yourself. Do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I came bearing a message of good. For your own safety, she bade me direct you to the steps to the waking sands. Know that Master Riange awaits you there, along with other sympathetic to your place. This is no news, I assure you. General Alden, if you will come with me, I will prepare a carriage that you may travel in comfort, safe, and prying eyes. I guess you do this for long, so should have. I've spoken with Irianji via Linkpearl. He confirms the man's story. Ah, that's good. Raban is in safe hands. Let us make our own way to Western Bay. Pray! Return to the waking sands. But yeah, I'm literally sweating just sitting there. So yeah. Okay, hello. We're back at the Waking Sounds. It's been a while.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
Yeah.
You.
It was I who arranged this gathering.
Hello.
And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala,
Actually,
head of the Order of Noldthal, and member of the Syndicate.
so
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she
I
alive?
worked under her when I was a Tomatage.
Young man, I
Interesting.
understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
True. I didn't have the time.
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji.
We don't know.
'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining
head of one
above
of
suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance? Of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say her grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck her grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something.
I guess.
And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering.
That's convenient.
I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teledji Adeledji left behind.
Yeah.
You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace, and take your place at her side once more, for her sake, and that of our nation.
Yeah. So the Sultana, yes, I've counted on Prioress. I had not counted on Prioress, the Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicion regarding the Sultana proved more present. Much remained to be done, but rescuing Roban! But in rescuing Roban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving madness in Uldar. We couldn't have done it without the case. Still break. We get the better ring. 38 is still the lowest. Choke, yeah. The siege or not the siege? Tataru, yes, General Baron is now in safe hands, but another soul. Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It will seem we face another crisis. The Iranians are preparing for resuming the siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon Sultana to your fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon the Dulara's claim. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Torpen under orders to investigate and return with all haste to Ishgard. Let's go. To Ishgard we go. quest. Yeah. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raban's short. I wouldn't bother you, but the city is awash with rumors of another Draenei attack, and Lord Hoshifant was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you better head in. Okay. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I'm sure you know, where the Draenei are once more gathering for war. Master Giovanni must live here. I must apologize for this abrupt summon. But we ought it best to have Messrs. Tatari contact you by the most direct means available. When Observatory in Bell's Toll, there's a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, the band of trappers returning from the West claim there's a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Little minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offer you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Science of the Seven Dawn, you are faced with the choice to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I will not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make this swiftly, lest your enemies force your hand. Okay. Though we flee ends of the world to seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more the varied defenders must take up a spear and bow. The Count will have a shelter from the storm, but I for one grow tired of running. If you are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Drazor? I will stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandon our allies in their hours of need. The choice we make this day may have great implication for our order. It is only right that the Tauri should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us. Okay. Go out then.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
So nice voice acting.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
Yeah. Stop with him.
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not?
Yeah. Didn't want to kill me.
Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Okay.
Estinian.
Would love to have a begin with us.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
That's true.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
I think that's reasonable.
Perfectly. I shall assume that Isar enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise.
Yeah.
A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emeric. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
Yeah. We have chosen the difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Isar her cause, our plans for Parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander aid ere we set forth, and hope that Sir Emeric will be willing to muscle Ishgar's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Nataru, we ask you to remain in Photom's manner and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Science of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their powers to ensure that Ishgard and the people survive. Yes, sir! Okay, have to go to the Forgotten Night. Forgotten Night. Then to the Congregation of the Knights Most Heavenly. Speak with Lord Commander. Pray make it quick. Okay.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors. And unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emeric, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least.
Yeah.
Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the Sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Going on offensive when they have the sky advantage.
Their proposal does not inspire confidence.
And the biggest
Our resources should
warship
rightly
is
be
still
spent shoring up the city's defenses.
in repairs. In repairs, so...
The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Having secured ceramic support, we may proceed without fear for a preemptive Ishgarden attack, which is not to say we can afford to wither. History tells us that the Rangers will attack as soon as the Horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must need track down and win over Lady Arside and locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short time is against us. If we are ready and sinning, let us be about the task.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause.
That's not an
If you would
answer.
be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Totally not evil. Yeah, no. But yeah, we are at the 2-hour mark, so this is as good a place as any to end it. So yeah, if you did enjoy this recording session, we had like needed 3 tries on that one solo duty, but hey, can't win them all, especially with when we are in the game. But yeah, I will see you guys next time, and I probably will have a new hard disk by that time. So yeah, hopefully with or external hard disk. So hopefully everything will work more smoothly done. But yeah. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe if you want to see more. And on that note, going to see you guys in the next one. Bye!